It's coming. Hello, my Flosstube friends. It's time for another episode. And it is. It's time for another Fun Friday Flosstube update. I am Annie. I am Joy-Filled Stitcher. And this is a channel about cross stitch. The ins and outs of cross stitch and how this hobby is helping keep my sanity, my humor, my joy, some purpose, and lots of other things during this very trying time. So, again, this is a channel about cross stitch, and if you are tuning in to Flosstube number 44, and today is Friday, March 20th, 2020. And pause, please, because I have to answer the phone. Alrighty, what, 30 seconds in and we had an interruption. That's probably how this video is gonna go, but that's okay. I'm coming to you a little later this evening. It is about 7 o'clock, but you know what? My kiddo left for the grandparents, and then I wanted some stitching time because I had not stitched at all today. We were busy today. We've been busy every day, and this has been the longest week from Friday to Friday. It's amazing how slow time goes when you are home all day long. Anyway, I am Annie, Joy-Filled Stitcher. I don't know that I said that, so I'm going to say it again just in case anybody doesn't know that I'm Annie and I'm Joy-Filled Stitcher, both here on YouTube and on Instagram. And if you're tuning in, it could be because you found me through a recommended video. It could be because you somehow stumbled upon me and you liked what you saw. Or it could be that you have been around for 1 video, 10 videos, or 43 videos, or this being your 44th video. Plus, because I have some extras in there that don't count into the total number of videos. So anyway, this Flosstube update, this is take 2. The first one I rambled on for 14 minutes about this week and what we've been doing this week. And I felt very tangenty. Felt like I was off on many a tangent. So I'm going to try to give you a weekly update that is not 14 minutes long, meaning like the life update portion, and get to the cross-stitching stuff. So I will say I do have usually a little bit of life update in the beginning of my videos. I like it when the Flosstubers that I watch and I can connect with share a little bit about what's going on with their life, especially in these unique times where everybody's in different levels of this social distancing, quarantine, whatever you want to call it, whatever word you are choosing to use for this uncertain, interesting, history-making, at least in my lifetime and in my parents' lifetime and even in my grandparents' lifetime, history-making situation that we are all being part of, the whole world. So, social distancing has been this week. I will say that when we left each other on Friday, I had shared some of my market purchases and that I was going to go to the Stitch Niche, which is my local LNS here in the DFW area. And so I went to Market Day on Saturday and I filmed it vlog style. So I'm going to pop a card in. I can't remember if it's here or here. So I'm going to pop a card in somewhere. And of that video, if you have not had a chance to watch it and you kind of would like to go along with me, thank you to all of you who gave such sweet comments about Mr. Joy-Filled Stitcher. He didn't need to have his head inflated anymore. I'm just being perfectly honest. And he was like, when y'all were sharing how adorable he was and how awesome he was as a husband and oh, he's a keeper. And he's just like, I was like, stop preening your feathers, Mr. Peacock. Anyway, no, he is absolutely the best husband, the best dad. He puts up with this crazy hobby, my crazy ideas, my crazy whims. He was like, go for it, film it. If you want me to be part of it, that's totally fine. So I'm going to pause again. Hold tight. So that was the second phone call from Joy-Filled Little One. And so that is how this video is going to go. We're going to have an interlude here and there a pause time. She was wanting to know if there was anything that I could possibly want a label on. She's using the label maker at the grandparents'. She's apparently labeled both their phones, my dad's cup, and she wanted to know if there was anything. So she's going to make me a label for my stitchy journal. She's awesome like that. Anyway, so went to the Stitch Ditch, showed you some of the things I got from them. I had placed most of those items as a pre-order, not the flosses and not the fabrics. I knew that I was going to pull flosses and fabric when I was there for at least the new start. Let's see what else. So I started something on Saturday, put in about 60 stitches. I don't know that I stitched at all on Sunday. And it like took me almost the whole of Monday to feel like even pulling anything out to stitch. And I think even then on Monday, I didn't stitch very much. So anything that you see is going to be from Friday night, the little bit I did on Saturday, and then the majority of the week. I think that with things being kind of so uncertain, with school being closed, because we had heard on Friday that school is going to be closed for two more weeks because we were on spring break. With the first week being a prep week to get online learning going, and then this coming Monday we're starting online learning. I think that my brain was just kind of all over the place, and not knowing what was going to happen with my husband and his work, which he's working. They're continuing to run until they're shut down here in a couple of weeks. Their shutdown was already going to happen long before this. We've known about that since the first of the year. They're retooling for the new truck, the new model unit. And there's a chance he could actually work through that too if some of the older gentlemen who have more seniority decide they don't want to work. He's just too far down the list to pull rank on those. And then just kind of not knowing what it would be like, because my daughter thrives on a schedule. Has since birth. She was a kid that like we were on a schedule, and we always have been. And so breaks are tricky for us. I have to keep them almost as close to like what a school day would be. She can't have too much downtime. She gets cranky. She gets grumpy. And so I didn't know what it would be like, and especially with me trying to wrap my head around it. So I think that some of that led to anxiety, nervousness. I started to feel myself get kind of ramped up about things. And so I needed to remind myself that stitching was my happy place. Stitching was my joyful place. Stitching was my constant. And so the minute that I got my fabric back in my hands, the needle back in my hand, I felt some of that tension and cares and worry wash away. Have I had more since then? Absolutely. Figuring out how my position was going to work distance learning wise has been tricky. I think I've got it figured out at least for the first week. But it's going to be an evolving thing. We are in very unique circumstances here, and we've got basically every kid learning at home. We are not calling it homeschool because our teachers are still fully invested in what is going on. We are not leaving our parents floundering. We are pushing out virtual lessons. I mean, I am totally pumped for the team that I work with. They are doing an incredible job. And it will look different at each grade level. And I needed to get my head wrapped around stitching. Needed to be my thing I went to when I started to feel that frustration bubble up, that tension, that anxiety, that whatever. Because I mean, literally for the first part of this week, I had a crick. I said, it was kind of like right here. And I said, is that your shoulder or your neck? So I had like a knot in my schneck. That was what we were calling it. In my schneck for like 3 days. And I do truly believe that getting back into a calm activity was helpful. And getting into more of a routine with Joy-Filled Little One has been helpful as well. So we've been doing some art. We've been doing some math. She's been reading every day. She has not been complaining about any of it. We've been trying to get outside. It's been a little bit hard because we've had a lot of rain this week, which is just, I feel like it's just Mother Nature's joke to add all of that to what's been going on. Unfortunately, our Stitching Texas retreat that was supposed to be not this weekend but the next weekend has been postponed, not canceled, postponed, because some of the regulations that came down earlier in the week limited the amount of people that could be in the same room to like 10. When it was at 50, I think they were going to try to make it work, but then when it got to 10 or 15, or I don't remember what the actual number was, Tina, who is phenomenal, who has planned this, put her heart and soul into it, and my heart just goes out to her because she's worked so hard at this, but it's not over. It's just postponed. And so I think we're all excited to hear what the new date will be, and my hope is that it will work out with my schedule, as I desperately want to be there. No updates really on StitchCon. There was a kind of a post that went out that said we're too far out to make any decisions. So we're just going to kind of wait and see on that. I do have everything already booked, so I'm good to go. If it gets, postponed or canceled or whatever, then I'll cross that bridge when I get there. But that bridge is not here yet. One of the things that we've been doing, and my darling daughter does not know that I am sharing these, but I'm going to share them anyway, is that we've been doing some art projects. So it's interesting because there's a Cincinnati seems to be having some like cool stuff coming out of it. Their zoo has been doing daily live videos with some of their animals. We've really enjoyed those. We found out some great facts about one of their hippos, who actually shares a birthday with my daughter and was also born about 6 weeks early, just like she was. Thought that was really cool. And she was like, "That's my birthday." So, I mean, just very, very cool. She also loved the Brazilian porcupine, and it got like right up on the camera with its big, nose, like sniffing the camera. Just super, super unique. Also out of Cincinnati is, I think it's called McHarper Studio. Now I'm forgetting the name of it, but I will link it below. They are doing daily art videos, and they're like guided art videos. We've not caught one live yet, because we were waiting on some supplies to come from Amazon. Because Amazon, if you haven't noticed, is slowed way down. Like, I ordered some puzzles for my dad, and they were on a 5-day delivery, and that they were considering that Prime. I know that they are trying to keep up, and so my thoughts go out to all of them, and I know that they are doing some major hiring right now for temporary workers. And we have a distribution warehouse in North Fort Worth, so I know that they're helping some of our local folks that are not able to work right now. So we've done 2 days so far. We have done their peg doll day and their sloth painting. So she does not know that I'm going to share these, but I'm going to share. This is her sloth painting. She says, "You don't like it, do you?" I was like, "I love it because you did what you wanted to do." So this is her sloth, pink and purple striped sloth. And mine is not finished, but mine is a hanging sloth. I said it kind of looks like Rolf, the dog from the Muppets, and or an early Chewbacca. So anyway, neither one of us is painting as our forte, unless you're talking about peg doll painting. So we did some peg doll painting, and these came in smaller than I thought they were going to be. So she has not finished this one. Excuse me. This is going to be a panda, but she had to let her black color dry. This is a mermaid, and I like that she used the little, she used like shimmery pink paint on there. This is Aurora. I thought she did great with Aurora. And then this one is also not finished, but it's going to be Minnie Mouse. So, super cute. And I'll show you my 2 peg dolls, which she says, "Mama, your peg dolls are so much better than mine." And to my husband's response was, "How much older is she than you? And how long has she had art that you haven't?" Okay, so I did an Ariel peg doll. So we've got Ariel with her long red hair. And then I'm actually really proud of my Sophia the First. And she goes, "Mommy, you can even see her hair part." And I was like, "You just have to paint it." I didn't put eyes on her. I chose to do her more Montessori and have her just be Sophia the First. So we did some peg dolls. We did some sloth painting. We're going to do something with air dry clay, I think, tomorrow. And then we've got watercolor animals. And then a galaxy. And then we'll be caught up to Monday. So, but we're kind of still doing 1 day behind, because what I found is she has no interest in watching the live version of it. She wants to be able to fast forward through all the chit chat. I was like, "Well, you would not like my Flosstube video because it's all the chit chat." Anyway, so that was something fun that we've been doing. We've been trying, like I said, we've been trying to get outside. We scootered twice. Yesterday was the first day of spring, and we saw a butterfly, and she said, "Oh, it's so exciting!" And so that was really fun. Our neighborhood did a shamrock hunt, so everybody put kind of a picture of a shamrock or a colored shamrock in their front window, and so we drove around on Tuesday and looked for shamrocks. I know lots of neighborhoods did that. So our neighborhood's really been coming together big time, and I love that. So let's start showing some cross stitch. How about that? So we're going to start with, I had 2 starts. I had a market day start, and if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this. And since we're kind of at a good pausing point, we're going to pause one more time. That was little one telling me goodnight. All right, so if you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen that I had shared, well, and actually I shared this in my market day video, that this was going to be my new start. I did start this on Saturday, and this is the Blue Flowers Huckleberry Farm, and this is just such a fun pattern. I had seen the preview of this. I did pre-order it through the Stitch Niche. It's more beautiful in person. The color palette is more beautiful in person. I am stitching this on a new dyer. I'm looking for my paper. I think it's in the back. It is a 32 count even weave, Lugana, I believe, by Fabric on a Whim. They were new to market this year, and they I lost my train of thought briefly. Starting over. 32 count even weave, Fabric on a Whim. They were new to market this year. This is in the color Merlot, and I have not much of a start. The picture, when you look at the picture of this, it is charted with Pictures Plus Slate. To me, though, this does not look like the Slate I have ever received. I've gotten Slate before, and it does kind of have a warm tinge to it, but it's still more of a gray. This looked more purple. So when I saw this sitting on the fabric table, I immediately knew I had to have it. That's a really good representation of that color. So I've gotten in 2 little minor leaves. I actually was just really excited about this. Really excited. I did not know this was going to be my market start until I saw it, and then I pulled the colors. And the colors are just absolutely incredibly gorgeous. So I have this in, I'm holding my flosses in, I actually pulled this from, I stole this from another project, and it's okay because it's one that isn't started yet anyway. This is a Bags Plus flip. No, this is not a flip. This is one of her wallets. This is the 24 pocket wallet, and this fits the color palette really pretty perfectly. This has some cute little hedgehogs on it. And so it's got a collection of, it's got about half DMC and half fancy flosses. I was missing one. I was missing Weeks Dye Works Lichen, and that one is heading to me, I believe, from 123 Stitch, because I had a couple others I needed. And so it's got some DMC. It's just a beautiful color palette. Beautiful color palette. A lot of Weeks Dye Works. Yep. And 1 Classic Colorworks. I did end up subbing Classic Colorworks Blackbird for black coffee. Because I could not find black coffee really anywhere. I think it's all Priscilla and Chelsea's fault because they use it in everything, and it's such a good color, and so it's always, it seems like it's out of stock. So anyway, that was a new start. I'm really excited. A couple of folks have said that they're wanting to start it along, and so I've tentatively set about to do it as Huckleberry Farm Sal. So you can follow that hashtag on Instagram to see progress from everybody. I know that one of my longtime viewers is waiting on the stuff from 123 Stitch and is going to be starting it, and I know a lot of other folks commented on my post that they can't wait to get it and start it. So hashtag Huckleberry Farm Sal starts today. Well, actually, I've already posted to it, so it started last week. I did have one other start because I am doing hashtag SCS March Madness 2020 or hashtag March Stitchy Madness 2020. I don't know which one is the preferred. I am doing a modified bracket system like the Steel City Stitchers. And so this week I put up my vote on Monday, I believe, or Sunday night late. And this was my winter matchup. And so I had Mary Sampler, which was my whip, pitted against a new start, which is the Blue Flowers Winter Valentine. And by a squeak of a margin, I think I had like a fair number of people vote, but it was like 55 to 45 for a new start on Winter Valentine, which I do have in my Valentine's GaRon tote bag. This is the chart. It is the Blue Flower Winter Valentine. I am doing the no words version with these really pretty snowflakes. You do get both in the chart. I am doing it in the called for DMC. It's funny because I posted a picture of it with the flosses laid out, and I put my DMC on floss cards this time just because I wanted something different. And I also wanted to try out, I've been watching and loving all of Nicole Needleworks videos, and she puts her DMCs on floss rings, and she showed how she does it. It's super simple, by the way. I will link her below. I link everything I talk about below unless I run out of characters, but it's never up until tomorrow. But anyway, I'd been watching that. Well, Janine, the designer, was like, oh, I can't wait to see it in overdyes. And I was like, that's the DMC. Your chart is beautiful. I would not mess with it. I don't mess with her colors. She knows what she's doing. I am stitching this on a piece of Picture This Plus 28 count cashel in ale. And I'm really, really proud of my little female cardinal. Of course, I stitched the woman first. So anyway, I love this. I love how it's stitching up on this piece. I'm super pumped about it. So I do have the beginnings of the male cardinal. It's going to be a super quick stitch. This was like very short stitching period. Okay, maybe not that short, but maybe like 2 hours work. So that's not bad at all. So anyway, loving that. Now, let's go into what did I work on. So I did put some more time into my hashtag longdogleapdaysal. This lives in a GaRon tote bag. This is 12 by 13. This was the pre-order for the Spring Quakers. I do know that this past time when they had some to sell, they had some extras. I get another one. I'll show you that in a minute. So this is the long dog that I am doing for hashtag longdogleapdaysal. This is Seeking Solace. This is part of their 2017 collection with a K. It's 9 charts. It is, I think it's €27 for 9 of her charts. All full-size charts. It is a deal. And this, I just love this one. I love the verbiage on it. So when I was looking at what I wanted to stitch for Erin's stitch along, this was for sure what I wanted to do. So I have, this also has a GaRon Grime Guard. I have, this is all of this teal color that's in the top border and the 2 outer borders. So there's a little bit, there's the remainder of this. And so my goal is to get all of the bordered work done. It's not fully filled in. It's not a full coverage border, but it does have more detailing. I think it has another color that kind of overlaps through here and makes that kind of more geometric shape. So I'm doing this in a palette of, it's a conversion from the Gentle Arts to Victorian mottos. I think there is one Gentle Art, but it's just using what I already had. Okay, so then, oh, and I used that for Cross Stitchers Journal and Daily 30, which is a group that I'm currently a member of and participating in the weekly kind of prompts. It is a closed group. I'll give you my brief spiel. It is run by Cheryl McKinney. She asked that you not message her to ask to be part of the group. That is her wish to keep it where it is right now. But I do like to share what I'm working on and if I've used it for that. In case any of you that watch are also part of the group. So I used that for one of the prompts in Gilligan's Island. So I got a little over 400 and something stitches. I also used this for one of them. If you follow me on Instagram, you will have seen this posted already. This is my Plum Street Sampler Cereal Bowl Collection Sampler Lesson 4. I love this chart. This was one I purchased off of a stash unload that came with the flosses. And I believe they are all, yeah, Classic Colorworks. I have this one in a pouch that I've got flosses everywhere now. It's a pouch that I sewed. This is some Alexander Henry fabric that I've had for years upon years in my fabric stash. I am stitching this on 25 count Ash Rose Lugana that I got off of 123 stitch, and I am stitching this 1/1. So I have my 2 tiny sheep. I have all 7 pumpkins now, and now I'm going back in and filling in the lighter color of the pumpkins. This is so much fun to stitch on. I actually have a rather ridiculous amount of this of the 25 count and basically every color in the small pieces coming because I want to do more things. I want to do more tiny things. Tiny little sheep with tiny little feet and faces, and then those cute tiny little pumpkins. So I love it. I absolutely adore it. Now I don't know that I'd like all of the 25 count, but this one's kind of a more loose and open. It makes it very easy. I would say this is more fun to stitch on than that 28/1 that I was doing that I've abandoned, which was an ornament. Gone. I'll try 28/1 at some other point. All right, last week I did my spins for Bad Monday, Barbara Anna Monday, and for Flossmas Focus. So for Barbara Anna Monday, I spun Witch Ride, which I am doing a full conversion on. I'm calling it V's Ride. And this is on 18 count Murmur by Picture This Plus. And I worked a little bit. I did not get as much as I would have liked to, but I worked on this pink that's at the top of the cup. So the big changes all the changes I made, but namely to turn her from more a witch to like a girl, I shortened her nose by 1 stitch. I changed her skin to flesh tone. I gave her blonde hair, and I put her in a cute pink dress. I mean, a witch could wear pink dress, truly. So this one's for her. There's a story behind it. I've done enough storytelling for today. But I've talked about it before. And then for my Flossmas Focus this week, I spun a hands-on design, Deer Tier. And this is part of the White Christmas collection. This is the only one I have from this collection right now because I love the tier tray thing. And this is on 16 count Nessie from Picture This Plus. Again, I didn't get a ton put in, but I did go ahead and get the rest of this middle, like the middle line for the tray and the middle tray stitch. So there's one more tray and then the decorations. It's not a very big stitch, and it's pretty fun. It moves pretty quick. Basically, getting the tray done correctly is a big piece of it to make sure that you don't kind of jack up like where the little cutesy things are going to go. I actually was working on this today, but it's housed in the same bag. This is a bag by Be Crafty Bags. I actually sent her this fabric, and this houses about 5 or 6 Christmas ornament type projects. And so today I pulled out this one. This is going to go for a prompt in Cross Stitcher's Journal, St. Patrick's Day week. And this is from the 2017 issue of Just Cross Stitch, the ornament issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. And this is by Hands On Design as well. And this is this Joy ornament. And this is on 32 count Phoenix by Picture This Plus. Let's see if I can't get this to. And so I have a few more stitches slotted in this, but all of the white is done. So in order to finish out for the prompt, I have, this gets outlined in a really pretty kind of, it's I'm using Classic Colorworks Really Tealy. Gets outlined on here, and then there's some of those details in here as well. And then there's also frog legs I am using and Carrie Berry. You can kind of see them in there that will get used at some point. So I have a little bit more. I'm planning to get that done tonight, and then this will, I'll show you what I've done next Friday on that. So let me put this one in a different pile. I have my bucket over there for things that are going to get put away. I did pull out for Cross Stitcher's Journal and I do not have, I still don't have a cover image for this because I've started to put the charts in my project bag so that I don't have to, because I don't really have access to my color printer's been on the fritz. Sorry, I got off track. This though is a PDF, and each month you get a new one, and so I just don't have one printed, and I don't have any intention to. I just need to be better about having it pulled up. How about that? That would be good. So this is Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery's Animal Almanac, and I am working on the March block. So it's Leap the Frog. I'm not going to put that too far away because I'll need to do my spins here shortly. This lives in this project bag that I sewed up. And I have a Bags Plus Floss Buddy. I think this is 25 pocket with some Tula fabric. And I have done a fair bit. I think it's just over 400 stitches. And this one's stitching up a lot more quickly and has a lot less fiddly colors. This is on 18 count Snirt by Picture This Plus. No, that is lies. This is on 18 count Snirt by Mystic Fabrics. Misty, my fabric dealer. So this is where I am so far. So you can kind of see where Leap is going to be because I did this darker color. I've got one color of the rainbow in the water. I've got the bridge. And then I've got the two clovers down here. So I have this, I think, slotted for another prompt in the St. Patrick's Day week. This was Gilligan's week. So that I can hopefully get that one finished this week and stay on track with that. So my last project I worked on for same group, another prompt, is my Long Dog Samplers Count Your Blessings. I did purchase this one off of her website. This one is in a Diddly Daddle Designs bag. And it has its own. This is a Floss Buddy Bendy Flip. And I've got colors in the back too. But as you can see, you don't have to bobbinate. These are just the Gentle Arts and the Classic Colorworks. I think they're all Gentle Arts. Gentle Arts cards. And you just wrap the floss around. This is on 18 count sterling by Picture This Plus. And I got in over 400 stitches on this. Almost 500. So I started to put in this new chevron of, that's corn husk. I finished out the sheep in this middle kind of section, including the their ears, feet, and tail, which are in Blackboard. So, and then this Tropical Ocean chevron is finished as well. I'm loving how this one is looking. I love the little sheep. And some of them are going to pop even more once I get in. There's one more chevron that goes below this. I don't remember what color that one's supposed to be in. But this is a fun stitch. I started this one, middle start. Seeking Solace, I started top left. Hoity Toity, which eventually will come back out. Once it stops being naughty and gets chosen on Whip Go, it will come back out. And when it comes back out, you will see I also started top left with that one. The whip bucket is empty. That means we can chat about some plans. So, excuse me. Some things I intend on working on this week. March's Animal Almanac is a big one. The other one that I would like to pull out and work on, and I have it for a prompt also, is the Linens and Threads Mystery Sampler. The March selection, which March seems to be a smaller piece. That may just be it may just be deceiving to my eyes, but I'm excited about pulling that out. So we have some decisions to make. So the first thing I want to show you is I have one more matchup for the hashtag SCS March Madness 2020. So I have another, the way that I've run mine is each week I've had a whip versus a new start. They've actually been kind of seasonal. And then whichever one gets picked, I work on. And then, so next week, for the last few days, or for that final week, it's not a whole week, but that final bit, I'll put my 4 up, and we're going to decide on the 4, or something along those lines. So, the whip lives in a GaRon Tottenbag. That has really nothing to do with what the whip is, but that's okay, because I love the bag. And I guess it could. And for some reason, I actually have the flosses in here in a plastic bag inside. Anyway, that's not what I need. Where's my cover image? There it is. This is Hands Across the Seas, Jane Marshall, 1857. So this is my whip. And let me show you where the whip is so you can get an idea. This is on 32 count mystery linen from Mystic Fabrics. I am doing this in my own palette of colors. And so far I have one border complete and the MA of Marshall. So I did a center start on that. This is pitted against a project with a bit of a story. So if y'all are up for a story time, this lives in a project pouch of mine. This project is Lizzie Kate's Cherish All Living Things. And a couple of videos back when I started this whole process, I had told you that I was actually destashing this chart. Like, because I've had this chart since it came out in like 2000, 99 or 2000. I had actually started it. Well, I found my start. And it started to get me thinking, you know what? I'm going to restart it at some point. So, for nostalgia's sake, I have my original start, which was on, I'm guessing this is a piece of 28. I used to buy, when I was doing linen back then, I chose usually 28, and it was the Witchell that was in the little packages with the overlap. I committed many a stitching sin. I carried threads, long distances. There's nothing wrong with that if it's going to not show, but these clearly show from the front. Anytime I went to the next line up, I started in the opposite corner. And so those stitches are backwards on every single time you go up. I also used far too many threads for this. And I also at that point would find I always started bottom right for some reason. So I am going to restart this at some point. It will be up to probably y'all to decide if I'm going to restart it this week or not. I'm going to do this on a piece of 18 count light buttery yellow that I got in a Mystic Fabrics grab bag. And I actually had quite a bit of the actual called for flosses. I had done a conversion in orange pen. I was classy back in the day. Orange pen. But I went through and realized I liked the called for colors even more. And I had a lot of the Gentle Arts. I had a lot of the DMC. So yeah, I'm going to do it in the called for. So those two are going to get pitted against each other this week. And we will see who comes out on top. I would like to say I hope the whip comes out on top, because I'm trying not to start all the things, because who knows what May is going to bring. And after what all I've kitted. Yeah. So we got a couple of spins to do. So let's see what our Bad Monday piece will be. We have an almost completely empty board, meaning like everything's available. As you can see, Witch Ride came up last week. So let's see. And I do gray them out. And somebody asked me a question. I don't want to work on that. I start to question my wheel. Actually, you know what? I am going to work on that, but it needs new fabric. So I'm going to find some new fabric, and I am going to work on that. Because I only have like 10 stitches in it anyway, so it's okay. Okay, so somebody asked me how I get it where the wheel will black out an option. So let me show you. When you go into your wheels, and I do just have the free version. If you go in and you click the little pencil, so see how it's not showing. These are all my options. If you look right here, this option right here, which says non-repeating selection, if you toggle that on, that will gray out something after you've already spun it. Does that make sense? Good deal. All right, so now let's pick a floss miss, and we're getting down to the nitty-gritty on this one. There's not much left because I had a lot more to start the year on this. I don't want to hit reset wheel. Oh, that's another thing. If I wanted this to all be colored again, reset will get rid of all those. All right, let's see. Ooh, Chicken Joy. That's a fun one I haven't put very much in. So that is a Priscilla design that came out. It was a freebie. So Chicken Joy. All right, now, one more thing I'm going to talk about. I have decided to do a little bit of some fun. You know, I talked about the things that I was kidding. Oh, first let me say, this week I'm going to spend some time working through my Cross Stitchers Journals prompt because I only have 1 week to do those. I haven't quite gotten the knack of the fact that they overlap by a week. I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to get there, folks. I also need to work on my whip go. I have put 0 stitches into my one whip go that has not already been finished. Need to do that. All right, so I was thinking, because I've seen some people like doing a lot of starts, like Madness. I know Carla Rolodex Stitches. She's been doing a March Madness where she spins the wheel and figures out what she's going to start, if she's going to start something that day or whatever. I have decided that since I am homebound for the foreseeable future, my hopes and prayers are that it's not till the end of the year. But it's starting to look like that because there are some people that do not understand what social distancing means and are conducting their lives as if they are normal. This is not normal time, folks. Normal times, folks. I have come up with the hashtag quarantine stitchy roulette. So I have set up a wheel because, you know, roulette is with a wheel. And I have my quarantine stitchy roulette wheel. And on here are a varying number of, it's a repeating, it says whip and new start, whip and new start, whip, new start, whip, new start. So basically how this is going to work is, I don't know if it's going to be every day, but a few days a week, I'm going to spin this wheel and let it just tell me if I'm going to start something new or if I'm going to work on a whip. And then what I'm going to do is have a whip wheel that tells me all my whips. And then a new start wheel, which will have all of my kitted things, my fully kitted things that are ready to go. And so we're going to do that. So if anybody is interested in hashtag quarantine stitchy roulette, and you have a lot of kitted things laying around and are like, hey, yeah, heck yeah, I'm home. Why not? We'll see how long this lasts when we get into real teaching next week. We'll see. But anyway, that's something fun I thought I would do just to pass the time, pass the extra time. So who wants to see some stash? Some stash acquiring. I have a bit this week. This is where the video gets long, folks. I say it every week. And I have everything in here backwards. This is my bucket. See, it says joy. But I put everything in backwards. I wasn't paying attention. It's joy-filled stashy stash time. Stashy stash time. So we're going to start with, I got my Victorian motto, floss of the month, and I get I get six of both the primitive and the limited editions, which are kind of more bright. And so the primitives, we got Spring Green Goddess, which is comparable to 164, and Rustic Bin, which is 918. Those are pretty. Oh, I'm sorry. These are the limited editions. I got Little Blue Essential and Rise and Shine. Those are Astro colors right there. And I got Midnight Dark, which is 823, and Rust, which I love Rust. Rust even kind of to me borders on what could be a prim color. because it kind of looks like carrots from, or carrot from Gentle Arts. So those are pretty. Got some pretty ones. And with Market, I know that some of my other flosses will be a little bit more delayed. So they'll be coming. They're just going to be a little more delayed, I feel. Which is fine. Spread the wealth out. Okay, so then the Prims. I think the Prims would actually make a great palette in and of themselves. Look at those. Okay, so we have a Swamp Grass, an Antique Garden. I love this one right here. I think that is Swamp Grass. It's showing up really cool on the screen. And then I have Wildflower and Granny's Petunia. Those are pretty. And then the last two are Mistress Blue. I think it's supposed to be Mysterious. Mysterious Blues and Ocean Crest. Not an Orange Crest. So I love, love, love. Sometimes I like the limited editions more. Sometimes I like the Prim. I think this month I like the Prim more. So pretty. So I'm going to get these added to my spreadsheet and put into my collection. I do keep a spreadsheet, and in my spreadsheet, if they have a DMC, I put the DMC in so that then I can, when I'm searching for a conversion, I can look there first, sort ascending, which means I can look through my spreadsheet and see what number is what. All right, I got an order from Silks for You. They had put out, I had been wanting to order from them for so long. And they put out, I guess it was probably right around market time, maybe that right before that, that they were going to have, they were having a really hard time acquiring silk. And that they did not know, once they were out of what they had, they were out of what they had. Well, I hem and haw around about it. Well, the problem is I hem and hawed too long. And one of the skeins that I was like, I had in my cart, and I was debating, and I debated too long. Somebody snatched up. It was beautiful. But I found one, and I already know what it's going to go with. So I got a hank. This is PR52. It's in my favorite color in the whole wide world, which is like a Tiffany blue turquoise. And I got a whole hank of it. So I'm excited. I'm going to get this sorted out, braided. I think I'm going to braid this. It does not mean I do not love my Mrs. Sados silks. I love my Mrs. Sados silks. But there is love for all kinds of silks in this world. And I was excited to try out some Silks for You. And then I got what they call a bits bag, which is 10 of their silks in a bag. So I thought these would be good to sub in for projects. I love this one. I need to find a small stitch. There's a hashtag going around right now that I think is Stitch and Be Well. And a lot of chart makers are putting out charts. It makes me think I need to get to designing something and put it out there for folks to stitch and be well. But there's probably one I could use something like that. That's so pretty. Oh, I love all of these. And some are more variegated, some are more like they're solids. And so super fun, just something different to have, something to get in the mail. Little bag of happiness. So I've got to work through my hank. I know that Jan Hicks has a great tutorial about how she took her Mrs. Sados hank and put it into smaller skeins. But I don't know, I think she did it with like a yarn swift, and I don't have a yarn swift. So I need to investigate. I know I've seen some people take it and they cut it in a certain place and then they braid it into a big braid. And then I think you can then pull one strand out of your braid. I think. I need some video tutorializing. All right, so then Dying for Cross Stitch, which is a fun little company I have stumbled upon on Facebook. She does her fabric sales a couple of different ways. So she has, through her Facebook, she will post her fabric of the month pictures up. And then you have like a week. Usually the post is up for about a week. And she'll say, order within this week. And then she will bill you. And then what's cool about her, and I don't know if this is something she will continue as she continues to grow. She does Sunday sales, so she'll post her stuff about Sunday at like 9 o'clock in the morning my time. She does silks, she does cottons, flosses, and she does fabrics. And they're usually one-off, kind of like Misty. Well, she'll let you go. She actually does trims too, and her trims are beautiful. I think I've showed her cotton lace trims on a previous video. She does, she'll let you go 2 weeks. So like when I claimed my fabric of the month, she said, if you don't claim anything from this sale this next week, then it's due. Well, I ended up finding 2 pieces in her sale, or some floss. I can't remember. It was somehow that it all worked out to come as one. So it's Dying for Cross Stitch, and she's on Facebook, and I will link her group below. I found her through Jennifer Upton, who was sharing about her. So I got 2 skeins of this beautiful blue silk. I claimed these on one of her Sunday sales. And then I got these 2 skeins of her cottons. And they're kind of like a seafoam, a light blue, and a cool gray purple kind of tone. So I don't know what those are for yet, but they were pretty and her prices are incredible. I claimed actually 2 pieces of the same color, but in different counts. This is her colorway Llama. It's a great neutral. So I got a piece of 17 by 28 in 18 count in this. I actually have, I think I got the same colorway. This is a 19 by 22 in 20 count. This, I believe, is what I'm going to use for Heaven and Nature. So pretty. So I got those. Come on. Get folded back up. Prices are great. Quality is great. And her fabric of the month, I did a fat quarter of 32 count Lugana. And I will tell you, her customer service is fantastic, because she contacted me and said, okay, your piece came up with a blue spot in it. And it's only on one, it's only on this side. I mean, it's only on this one section. It like doesn't go through to the other section. And it's only one spot. And she contacted me and she said, okay, here's the deal. I can sell it to you like this at a discount, or I'll re-dye it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to make you re-dye it, because, and I said, and you don't even really have to discount it. I mean, if you want to, that's cool. But like, that's probably going to get stitched over. I believe in imperfections in this life. I've told you my theories. Oh, and her name is Kathy Davidson. So this was the March fabric of the month, and it's a really pretty, I'm going to see if I put something else behind it. You can see it's kind of a seafoam green. And I'm excited because I feel like this will probably go for a piece that needs like 1/2 quarter stitches. So yeah, loving those. And I'll need to put those back in, I'll need to put that one that I've already decided upon in the project bag for that. Oy vey, get back in the bag, please. Thank you. I definitely have some organizing to do in my craft room. My crap room is what it looks like right now. Because with kidding and getting some new things and not being great about putting them away and working on other projects in the house has meant that the piles are languishing in there. I am going to be going through. There is more coming to the destash. I know I said it was going to be early this week. Early this week, my headspace was not in the right place for it. It is coming, though. It is coming. All right. So then I did get an order from 123 Stitch. I am going to be doing 4 of the... and I actually pulled a piece of fabric for this, and I don't think I'm going to use it. Hold on. What is this fabric? Yeah, no, I'm not. I put a piece of fabric in here, and it's not actually going to go. So I have... So it's the trios. It's the Plum Street Trios. I was thinking through things in my head. So I have Rack Stack, which has literally like 10 stitches in it. I have Gobble Gob, which maybe has like 150 stitches in it. But I don't love the fabric it's on. I don't think the turkeys pop. And Rack Stack, I hate the fabric it's on. I love the color, but it is like stiff as a board. It will stand up straight. It's terrible. So I'm wanting to do one for each season. So Rack Stack is like my winter piece. And then I've got Gobble Gob, which is like my fall. They're more holiday, but I'm considering them like fall and Christmas. And then Hen Pack, to me, because it's so patriotic, is my summer. And I am going to do Priscilla's conversion. So I went ahead and got the flosses she calls for. It's in her blog. It's on her blog. She shares it. She shares what she used for each one. I'm excited about this one, actually. I think it's super cute. And I love that, like, the chicken on top is holding the flag. So cute. So anyway, Hen Pack. And then I've got coming from 1, 2, 3. I've got Sheep Heap coming, which is going to be my spring one. Which, sheep, hello. And I'm going to do a conversion on that one. I had 28 count mushroom Lugana because I had bought this. And I wanted to try it because I know that Java Girl Stitches uses it a ton. And people talk about it all the time. But I actually have decided I'm going to stitch these 1/1 on 25. I want tiny things. I want to stitch all the tiny things. So I don't have fabric for this yet. I have some coming. I told you it's coming. I went ahead and ordered 2 of Shabby Sheep, which is my new favorite. Stitch all the sheep in the Shabby Sheep. I got that small piece of the mushroom Lugana. I got, this is a piece of 18 count vintage country mocha and the flosses to complete kitting Liberty Lane. I am again using Priscilla's conversion on that as well. I don't think she uses vintage country mocha. I think she uses something else, but I liked the vintage country mocha. So I went ahead and grabbed those. I'm putting them in here so I know that they need to be kitted up. And then I was not sold on the fabric that I had to do Alice with, my Mirabilia Alice. So it calls for a linen or a Aida, which I think they actually had both of them on 1, 2, 3. However, I don't really want to do it on linen, and I don't want to have to deal with fractionals on Aida. I've done it. It can be done. It's not fun. It's not pleasant. So I did order 2 options. I'm not sure which one. I'm probably going to put it up to a vote on, not that I'm starting it anytime soon, but I just like to have everything kitted. Put it up for a vote on Instagram maybe. But I did get this 32 count lavender Lugana, which is close to what they called for. But then this one was the kind of the interesting one. This is one of the white dot Luganas. They call it basalt, I think. But it's splash powder pink with white dot Lugana fabric. I thought that was unique. So I don't know. I'm going to put it up for a vote. We'll see. So, and then like I said, I've got Sheep Heap coming and a ton of different colors of the 25 count so that I can get all 4 of the stacks, the trios, kitted or restarted or whatever. All right, I'm not done yet. Then I saw this in a Stash Unload, and somebody wanted like $30 for it. So I was like, I wonder if it's available like on eBay. It is, I believe, discontinued. This is Mirabilia's I like this style. Under the Friendship Tree. And I think it is so cute. I love those girls and the ribbons and the friendship. I just think it's so cute. So this was on eBay. I won the auction. It was not this price, but it was not much more. So yeah. And I'm going to start trying to pull the DMCs and see what I have and figure out a fabric. So yeah. Super cute. All right. I placed an order because I wanted to see if the coupon code worked. Trish at Threads and Twine has been generous enough to reach out and share a coupon code with my viewers. It did not really start working until like Monday night. So if you had tried it before then, it is now currently working because I have ordered. So it's Threads Entwined. She, I think, waited to put the codes up until she had finished pushing out her market pre-orders. She does have a lot of market items. She has a couple of the market exclusive things. She has like the finishing kit. I don't know if she still has it, but as of Monday, she had the finishing kit for Well Rounded, which is the awesome hands-on design set. She had the linen for that. So anyway, I wanted to see if the code worked, and I noticed she had some color in cotton. So I got a piece of, a very large piece of 16 count sandstone. So I don't know what this is for yet, but it's a good neutral. And then I got a couple of the colors, Darling Whimsy Designs. I follow her on Instagram. She's awesome. She is the designer behind Forget Me Not, which is a piece that I need to pull back out and work on. Because the anniversary of my great-grandmother's passing, who I'm stitching it for, is coming up on the 26th. I need to put that in my plans. Anyway, and hopefully get that finished. It's not a very large stitch. She is stitching Autumn in Amana, which is one of the series of the With Thy Needle and Thread through Souvenirs of the Heart. And she showed hers and shared her conversion. I was like, yes, please. And so I ordered the color in cotton, Fall Spice. It called for oak, so I went ahead and got Weeks Dye Works oak. Her conversion also was dark chocolate and stepping stones. I had some of the other ones she called for. And then I went ahead and grabbed two of the new colors that have come out. One of them is the Gentle Arts Glass Slipper. And I believe this is another new one. And this is Weeks Lavender Rose. So I went ahead and grabbed those, and I grabbed a piece of fabric. So the code does work. Joy15 for 15% off your order. All right, so we've got a couple more things to show. 3 of them all came from one place. So this past Saturday, GaRon, my buddies over at GaRon Tottenbags, Gary and Ronnie, posted up some of their bags. And I'm very happy because one of them was one I was definitely like desperate to get, and I got it. I'm not going to show you that one first yet. So my Seeking Solace is a little snug in that 12 by 13 bag. So I noticed that they had some of this print in the 12 by 18. So just to give it a little more room, I went ahead and bought the 12 by 18, and I'm going to move a different project into the 12 by 13. I'm not getting rid of it. It's too beautiful a bag. I love it. So I'm excited about that. I love that they come with the project tag. I don't normally leave those on because, you know, I'm a little rough with my stuff. All right, so I do intend on starting Mirabilia's Gathering Eggs, which I have shown previously as being kitted on Easter. Well, I needed a bag for gathering eggs, and I saw this and had to have it. It's eggs. It's all different decorated eggs, and it's going to be perfect. Perfect. So I'm excited about that one. I don't know why I'm putting them back in these crinkly bags. This was the one that I knew I had to have. They have done this print several releases, but in a different colorway. They call it their cone flowers. And I loved the other colorway. When I saw this, I was like, must have it because it's turquoise. So I got this one. I love it. So I think, I'm not sure what's going in this just yet. I think Huckleberry Farm might go in here because Huckleberry Farm doesn't have a pretty bag. Although I think also Huckleberry Farm could go in the, I think it may go in here. I may do some bag swapping because I still have my March bag of the month that doesn't have anything in it. And it's the green one with the clovers. So that's a good project for this weekend, is to do some bag swapping. All right. If I haven't kept you here long enough, I got my pre-order from Mystic Fabrics. So let's go through that real quick. So the first little chart I got is from JBW Designs. This is Rabbits in the Round. And this actually shows it stitched over 2 and over 1. I love the tiny little over 1, so I will likely do this over 1. Either on 25 or 28. I think they said it was on 28. Yeah, 28. So we'll see. I do like that one a lot, though. All right, so I did pick up Ink Circles blueprint for Rainbow City. And Misty was doing the pre-order for the Gloriana that it calls for. So it calls for 2. And I should have undone these, but I didn't. So I'm sorry. Crinkle, crinkle. Loud ripping crinkle. It calls for 2 Gloriana. Let me shove that down there. in the navy. And I've got one more to crinkle. I guess I could have had some scissors handy for this. Do I have any over there? No, of course not. Like ripping off a Band-Aid. This one is killer. 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 This might be one of my most favorite flosses ever, just because it's like happiness in a skein. Happiness in a skein. This is Ada's Rainbow. Shut up! That's amazing. Can we just like look at it? Here, we're just going to look at this. Let's have some nice soothing music playing. I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it. So anyway, that goes with this chart right here. And I think I'm going to have to stitch it on like the palest of grays or white. I want that floss to pop. I mean, pop. Pop off the page. Okay, it's hard to top that. Then Heart and Hand had one chart that they, all throughout their market releases, they said we have one we hold back, one we hold back. And they even showed like what the frame was going to look like. So when they posted it, I was like, yes, must have it. Give it to me, Misty. Buy it for me. So this is their smallest things sampler. And it says, sometimes the smallest things take up the most room in your heart. And it's actually like a birth sampler. I'm going to do this with my daughter's birthday. And I'm hoping her name will fit. Has 8 letters. Gonna be a little tricky. But this came with the cutest wood buttons. It came with the cutesy little house, a little wooden heart, and a little wooden flower. And I think it's so cute. I'm gonna do a bit of a conversion on this, meaning I'm gonna pull from my stash what I have, and I don't know that I'm gonna do this dark brown. I don't know yet what it's gonna look like. I haven't started working on kitting this yet. I've got time on my hands. So anyway, this was the unknown Heart and Hand. So I was excited about that because I've not had one. I did purchase the cookbook. There's some great recipes in here and some great charts. I was going to see, most of the charts do not have a like mock-up, but there is at least one. The blue flowers is fantastic. It's a squirrel with a fresh baked pie. Yes. Yes, it is. If no other reason, that might have been why I bought it. Because I was like, Janine's going to knock it out of the park. When I saw her name on there, I was like, she's going to do something awesome. And she did. She did. And the fact that she responds back to my post, or says stuff on my post. Me? What? That's crazy talk. Crazy talk indeed. Lindy Stitches is so cute. It says, let us rejoice and eat cake. Yes. Let us rejoice and eat cake. I want some cake. Pickle Barrel Designs has a Joy Banner. Joy Banner! Oy. Rosewood Manor has one in here. Blackberry Rabbits is beautiful. I was looking to see if anybody had one. Oh, you know what? Blackberry Rabbits has a mock-up. I can show you. Let me cover the chart. Look how pretty that is. So pretty. Not many of them have mock-ups, so that's why I was saying, like, if I can find one or something. Anyway, and then it's got great recipes in here. So if you have an opportunity to purchase one of these, I would recommend it. And then I actually ordered the 2019 from Crazy Annie's when they did their clearance sale. The problem is it hadn't come yet. It's on its way now, but it just took a while. I did go ahead and snag Bendy Stitchy Designs and the Blue Flowers Friendship Samplers. Good ships and wood ships, ships that sail the sea. The best ships are friendships. May they always be. So I think this is really cute. It gives you both a fancy floss, a DMC, and a silk conversion for this. It also gives you the information on how to do 2 drums or 1 piece. I am going to stitch it as 1. I mean, there's just so many things about this chart that are fantastic. Donuts, pink fox, squirrel holding a donut, donut flowers, a bowl of donuts, a gigantic swan with girls riding on it, and a donut Viking ship. I mean, there's just, it's quintessential Michelle Garrett. And she brought on Janine and her signature stuff too. It's just awesome. Awesome, awesome. I'm excited about this one. I'm excited about a lot of things. I'm excited about this one. This is Ink Circles After the Roses. I will be stitching this one as called for. But it's a lot of classic colorworks that I do not currently possess. So it will be kitted over time. Okay, so then I'll show you those two last. This was a Yarn Tree exclusive from Tiny Modernist. And this is Folk Art Sampler. And I think she is so cute. I'm going to do a bit of a conversion on her to make her Pippi Longstockings. Because I think she looks like Pippi Longstocking. And I love Pippi. Pippi! 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 This is hands-on design. This is my Stitcher's Heart. So it has charts for all 4 options for the hexagonal box lid. The, what is that called? A pin cushion, a scissor fob, and then this is a wax holder, a wax bag. And I love it because it says, needle and thread, may they never part. It's the key to unlock my Stitcher's Heart. I know for a fact I'm going to stitch this. And the pin cushion I am obsessed with. I'm not a great finisher, so that will be interesting. And then I love what they did on the little pouch with like the little key and the lock and the 2 little houses. I probably, the charting on the fob is maybe my least favorite. So yeah, super cute. And actually, if well placed, you can get all 4 of them out of a fat quarter of fabric. That is genius by Miss Kathy Haberman. Genius. All right, so I did go ahead and order Liberty Hill Farm. This is by Summer House Stitchworks. They give you the instructions to do either the 2 drums or chart it as 1. I'm going to do it as 1. The main difference being there is this part of a flower here and there's a part of flower on the other side. They said move this flower over this way so you stitch the whole flower on that side and leave the cherry vine. I'm going to do it as 1 piece stacked, so it'll be, this goes with Liberty Hill Farm underneath. That, or I will just stitch this. I haven't decided that yet. I did buy the Sulky pack for this. However, it did not get picked up by Misty, but she's going to take care of getting it ordered. Now, the last 2 I have already gotten the DMC for, and I wanted to show you. This is Tiny Modernist Love Builds a Happy Home. And I will tell you, this might be the most, dag nabbit. This might be the most fun, bright, amazing color palette. Look at that. That is like sunshine, brightness, fun, amazingness. So I am stitching this one in the called for DMC. I do not know which fabric I'm going to do it on yet. They did it on Graceful Gray linen. I don't know who that's by though. I don't know who Graceful Gray linen is by. It doesn't even look really gray. It looks white. I don't think I want to do it on white. I don't enjoy stitching on white really, unless I have to. So it'll have to be, I need to figure out where do you get Graceful Gray. And yes, I did just go ahead and put the chart in there because why not? Then I got one more to show you, and unfortunately, it fell on the floor. Let me scooch it back over here. It's not a video from me if I don't have to lean real close. This was such a fun one. I had to have it. Unicorn Tapestry. Tiny Modernist. So fun. I am going to do it in the called for DMC. Which when they did a 40% off sale, I might have grabbed what I needed. So just a different palette. And then I might have gone stash diving and found this limited edition 16 count Ada from Color and Cotton in what I believe to be maybe a pretty perfect color. I think that looks pretty good, don't you think? Maybe a little lighter, but I kind of like it. They stitched it on Zweigart Mediterranean Seat. I wonder if that's supposed to be C or Seat. I don't know. I'm going to do it on this beautiful Color and Cotton 16 count. Yay! I think we've reached the end. This one's going to go up a little bit later than usual. My apologies for that. I got started a little later than usual. I think I've had a couple people ask about my planner. So I'm thinking I might do a planner run through, planner flip through. I'm going to see if I can figure out an overhead shot. A planner flip through this weekend and get that uploaded as kind of an extra video. We'll see if I have the time to do that, or it may be early next week. I hope that everybody is hanging in there. I know that this time can be really tricky, especially if you're not able to see members of your family. If you are not able to, if you've had plans that have gotten canceled, that can be really just saddening. I know that depression is real when you can't go anywhere and you can't do anything and you don't have your normal folks to talk to. I know that there's been a couple of times this week when I've been really just kind of bummed about the fact that I don't get my interactions with my good friends at work. I'm bummed for my daughter that she's missing her friends and just other kids. I mean, that's part of the fun of being a kid, is just talking about kid stuff and being goofy and whatever. So there is talks about them getting to do like a Zoom class where they'll all get to see each other and talk. And I think that would be something fun for them to do. So I'm hoping that they can make that happen. I don't know. It's a unique situation. I'm having her journal and I'm journaling because this is just one of those things that I think we can look back on and be like, wow, do you remember that? And it's one of those things we're going to make it through. But I do worry about people that are shut in, people that are, you know, we have elders at our church that are shut-ins, and the priests usually make calls to them once a week, and they're worried about obviously passing on the virus to them, rightly so. And so I worry about the elderly. I worry about the immunocompromised. I worry about my friends that are in healthcare, my friends that are first responders. We're blessed that I'm continuing to work and getting paid. So is my husband. I mean, I'm working from home, obviously, and we have a lot of friends that are working from home. My mom has been slammed because she's in the takeout food business, which is fantastic. There's lots of blessings to be seen in all of this. There's joy to be found. I think I'm trying to find the joy in simplicity, meaning it's reminding me that we've gotten too wrapped around things and needing to go places and be places. And I've enjoyed walking the street with my daughter, like enjoying going out and watching her ride her scooter. I'm hopeful the weather next week is better and maybe we could even go further or play in the backyard and not have the grass grow a foot in a week. My husband goes, I just mowed last Saturday. I said, I know, sweetheart, but it rained like 5 inches. And he's like, oh, darn that grass and it being spring. Anyway, I'm thinking about each of you. I appreciate your kind and thoughtful comments week after week. I have not gotten a chance to respond to everybody's from the market vlog because I was still responding to the ones from the previous video. Thank you to those of you who did go ahead and take care of contacting me about the 1K giveaway. I've gotten those in the mail, and they're on their way to you, and they should hopefully be there soon, if not already. I think I heard from Becca Sambry Stitches. Also, by the way, if you're not watching her videos, please head over and watch her videos. She has some of the cutest finishes. Like, she is a stitching fool and a finishing fool. And fool is the term of endearment, by the way, in case you didn't know that. Like, she's incredible. And her finishes are so cute. She just did this really cute one for St. Patrick's Day that was like a shamrock wreath. And in the middle, she did a stitch that said Lucky. So cute. So anyway, Sambry Stitches, that's Becca. She got the planner, and she's the one that was like, hey, tell me about planning, and I need to get into this, and da-da-da. Now you sent me all the stuff. And I said, okay, maybe I need to do a video. So she was like, yes, yes, yes. So that's what led me to do like a video. It's actually more just out of convenience to not have to type a bunch of stuff because I'm not a good phone typer. I was born too early for being a good like text to type. I like to type on my computer. Hence why I'm terrible at commenting on videos, because I like to do it from a traditional keyboard. I'm old school like that. Anyway, I hope you have a great week ahead. This has gotten long. Of course it has, because that's a video for me as a long one. And then some of y'all say, "Duh, I want it to be longer." And then I think the thumbs down are for people that don't like movies. You have to know that you got to commit when my videos go up. Anyway, I hope you have a great weekend. Check out my market vlog video if you're interested in something different. Like I said, I'm going to maybe put up my stitchy planner video coming up. Maybe this weekend or early in the week. D-Stash might have some more stuff posted. I know I have at least a few cuts of fabric and maybe a couple of charts and things. I'm going to really go through everything again now that I've got all these fun new market things. So with that, I'm going to wish you a wonderful evening, a wonderful week ahead. Know that I'm thinking about you and I love you all. And I hope you have just a joy-filled, awesome experience. Until we see each other again. Bye.